Welcome back, everybody. FFTCG here. We are going to be talking about the best set in the game, Opus 1. Now, I want to talk a little bit about the set, about the market, what's going on right now. It seems like the Final Fantasy TCG is growing at an exponential rate, which is fantastic for the community. Seems like the YouTube is growing. There's channels out there right now that are doing, decks, are doing gameplay, which is fantastic. But I think you need a lot of diversity. We're going to be talking about the market of Final Fantasy. Now, Opus 1 is probably by far the best set. Now, the reason why that is it's the largest set. It has over 200 cards. The others around in the mid 100s. Now, the reason why that's a big deal is because when you have more cards in a set and you open a certain amount of product, you get less of each individual card from that set. So there's less of a certain card in circulation. Now, another thing going for Opus 1 right now is it's probably got the lowest print run. I mean, it's been out for the longest, but let's be honest. When it came out, they printed so little of it that people couldn't get their hands on it. And the boxes rose to around $180, $200, and that was a little ridiculous. When Opus 2 came out, they went and did Opus 1 another print run. They had to, and they made it larger. It's so that the game could survive and also grow, because if people can't physically get their hands on the cards, your game's not going to grow. Now, the cards from Opus 1 that are worth value in the long term are things like Legend Cloud. Things that will forever have play value. Things like the power boosters from each of the colors. And the staples, like Yuna, Aerith, both the Odins, Gepal, Warrior of Light, Hecaton Chair, Warrior of Light, Shiva, Leviathan especially, and Brynhildr. Things like those are the cards that are going to be, they're just uncommons in the set. And they're holding value still. I can get rid of the Odins for $1.50 a piece, which is, I think, ridiculous. That's how much you're selling for. The heroes, you got Maria. For a while, that card wasn't online at all. I know, I sold out my Marias in a day for $5 a piece, which is ridiculous. I did get a restock of that. I will put that up with a raised price, because I just have to, because what happened with Opus 1 is some of the cards went down in the Legend slot, and then some other cards went up. Like Cloud went up a little bit, Maria went up, some of the uncommons went up, the more used cards went up, and while like things like Valifor, Legend, and Jacked even went down more, and they're like under $3 now, so whatever. But I think the set from Opus 1 is amazing. Not just because there's so many cards that have so many staple value. It's the foils. The foils from Opus 1, I think, if the game survive, it will hold and they will continue to rise and rise for a long time. Unless they see a reprint and whatnot. But I don't think they want to destroy the game like that, because for a game to survive, you need a secondary market, or it just won't. It's part of life. If people have no trust in the secondary market, they have no incentive to buy the cards, because if they buy a card for $20 and it gets reprinted and it goes down to $1, they're gonna be like, well, it's worthless, So the foils. Especially the starters and staples. You got Jill and the Bot. I've continually talked about that card. I mean, it'll be a staple forever. The backup is insane. You got Ragdale from Lightning. That card's nuts with Al Cid, if you've never seen that toxic combo. Uh, you got, the forward Waka. I mean, it's still a fantastic forward for water. It's just ridiculous. Wind has Pain, and Riku those are... It took me the longest time to find a single Pain online in foil. Jill Nabat as well. There's 3 more that appeared online, and I bought those instantly. I think I have a total of 9 Jill Nabats after the ones that come in. Right now I currently have 5 in my possession. It's because I feel that the value of those starters will hold for such a long time in the game. You have Opus 2 and Opus 3. Opus 2, I don't think especially will hold value in the long term as much because it doesn't have the starter foils that people want to go for as much. So it just has the normal set foils. And I know, cards like Vincent and Amon and Renoa will always hold value, but in Opus 3 you have Delita. The hype's died down a little bit. It's still a fantastic card, always will be. But you got things like, it seems like there's a lot of other decks that came out with Opus 2, which is fantastic. But with Opus 3 came the resurgence of Cloud and a little downfall of Warrior Light again. When Opus 1 came out, Cloud was like the top card. Opus 2, Cloud dropped down a little bit because people started running Warrior Light over it because of the reduced damage effect. And that was a huge deal. But now, people are going back to the Cloud because they're starting to run Fire. And then when you're running Fire and the Zac combo, it's a really good loop effect, and you can discard Clouds to use the effect over and over again. It kills the legendary one, Zidane, which is fantastic, the Meteorite effect. I feel like the market will always hold a place for Opus 1. And the foils, you have common foils going for $4 or $5. Some are like worthless, like 50 cents, but some that are staples, like the Black Red Mage from Opus 1. Try finding that one online in foil. If you do, tell me, I'll buy it. I'll spend $10 on it. I'm crazy like that. It's all about the craziness and buying the foils. I still need one, by the way. Hit me up if you got one. But I feel like for this game to survive, you need that secondary market. And I feel that Square Enix has accomplished that. I'm glad that this game has been growing and will survive. I'm hoping it will continue to grow. I came from Magic the Gathering. A lot of people know about the game. A lot of people have come from Yu-Gi-Oh! A lot of people have come from Force of Will. I'm forgetting a bunch of other card games, but, wherever you come from, support your local game store if you have one. My locals has grown, and it's fantastic. We've got around 15 to 20 people constantly on our tournaments on Monday. Tournaments are on Monday. I can't go because work, but we do drafting on Friday. I work second shift, so I can't really attend any events, but I always make sure anyone at my locals, if they need something, I can reach out to them, lend them a hand. And the reason why I love this game so much is the community that is with it. You guys are the community. You guys make this game great. And this is Zach, and I am out.